comes a pitch. Curveball called strike. 0-1. Randy doesn't quite agree with the call. Michaelman so far has thrown nothing but curveballs, really. He did throw a fastball to strike out Woodfield, but that was it. He's been throwing some off-speed stuff, trying to keep the batters off stride. 0-1. Here's a pitch to Levine. Swing and a miss. That one was high, but he went after it anyway. So Michaelman has come back to throw 5 straight strikes. 3 in a row to Woodfield to strike him out, and now the count is 0-2 to Levine. 1 man out. Donovan leads off for first. Throw to first base. Now Donovan safely back.
Levine at the moment has 62 total bases. The record is 73 set by him and Russ Larrabee, and so he should probably break that record this week, hopefully.
A lot of games left for the Huskies. 0-2 pitch right up the middle to the second baseman. Hibner to the shortstop. Ripple back to first, and they can't double off Levine. Levine with good speed just barely made it to first base. They almost turned the double play, but they couldn't quite do it. But Donovan is erased on the fielder's choice, 4-6. And there are now 2 outs, and the batter will be Mike Johnson, who is batting cleanup in this game. Levine is on first, 2 men out. On deck is Mark McMahon, the designated hitter. Comes a pitch, swing and a miss on a good curveball. 0-1. I haven't seen Tommy Capalvo at all today, and he's not in the starting lineup now. I'm not sure if he's hurt or what the story is. He's batting at .292 with 3 runs batted in. He's been doing a pretty good job. But Joe Vincenti had a very good day yesterday, so he's moved to center field.
That's right. Vincenti was 4 for 6 with a home run.
0-1 pitch is in for a strike. 0-2 to Mike Johnson. So Levine was moved back to left field, and Capalvo is out of the lineup. We thought we might see him as a designated hitter, but McMahon also had a good day yesterday and a good first game. Hit a home run yesterday. So Capalvo rides the bench for another game. There comes the pitch, foul off on the right side, out of play. Johnson doing well to get a piece of that. Count holds it 0-2. Crowd has thinned out just a bit here. Still a pretty good crowd. Let's remind you, you're listening to UConn Baseball on WHUS Stores. Count is 0-2. Michaelman wanted the new baseball. That's why there was a delay. Now he's set. Johnson's ready. Michaelman is ready. Checks the runner. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Or to short. Whipple to a guy to get the shortstop at second base, rather. And Randy Levine is first, 6-4. And now he ties the side. For the Huskies, they don't get any runs, they don't get any hits, and they don't leave anybody either. At the end of 1 inning, the play will score. UConn nothing and Brown nothing.
This is the Mahavishnu Edvivig, now via settlement from a mountaintop in Nepal.
Barry Bloom playing center field so far today. He's popped up to the shortstop, Carl Gazzardi. On the mound, Dave Debish. First pitch, high ball 1. Last game, Barry Bloom hit a home run, a solo shot back in the 5th inning. Also walked, grounded out, and popped out, so he was 1 for 3 on the day. Debish winds, the 1-0 pitch, right down the pipe, 1-1. Left-handed batter Barry Bloom versus a right-handed pitcher Dave Debish, making his first varsity appearance and first varsity start as a pitcher. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to the first baseman Gary Whitfield. He picks it up, takes it himself to first, and there's 1 down. So Barry Bloom goes down very easily. 3 unassisted. That'll bring up the right fielder Larry Carboni. Carboni did not do very well in the first game. He was 1 for 3. Well, I guess that's pretty good.
Number 2,
Popped out, fly out to the left fielder and to the center fielder, scored 1 run. Today so far he's walked. First pitch to him, fastball right down the pipe, strike 1. Carboni also a left-handed hitting batter. Debish checks a sign, winds and delivers. High ball 1. Debish not pitching very well. He's let up 3 walks and 1 base hit so far in 2 1/3 innings. Could be attributed to nervousness. The pitch lined in the right field. It's a base hit for Larry Carboni. throw back to first. From right field, they tried to pick him off. Ray Bailey was there, but they didn't get him. That was the play BJ was talking about a little earlier. They just not even get the... But unfortunately they didn't get it. A line shot out of the outstretched arms of Gary Woodfield. He almost got that. But there's one out here, runner on first base, and that's going to bring up John King, who singled his first time up, a sharp single into left field. Pitch, a line shot deep to center field. Joe Vincente going back deep, but you can kiss that ball goodbye. It's a home run. A 2-run shot for the third baseman, John King, and the Brown Bruins have just taken a 2-0 lead here in the top of the third. Scoring ahead of him is Larry Carboni. That's John King's second hit of the day. He tripled earlier in the first game and also singled, so second hit of the second game, and he already had 2 hits in the first. That's 4 hits altogether. King was batting .500 going into today's game, the best hitter on the squad. That's home run number 8. He also leads his team in that, so King has just been showing incredible power throughout the year, and he is the team leader. That's going to bring up Jay Hickey, the first baseman. He's a right-handed hitting batter. First pitch to him, called strike on a curveball. First time he was up, he popped out to Mike Johnson at second base. 2 for 4 earlier in the first game. The 0-1 pitch, swung on, missed, hit Ray Bailey. Ray Bailey's injured, he's down. UConn trainer coming out to check, see if he's okay, but he was hit, not sure where. Strike 2, no balls, 2 strikes. Dave Debish coming to check out his catcher. Ray Bailey seems to be okay. Trainer talking it over with him. If you've just joined us, we're in the top of the third. It's Brown 2, UConn nothing. I think that was a groin shot for Ray Bailey. Not very good for a catcher. Can't think of a better way to say that. I don't think there's any possible way you could say that. It's like the old George Carlin saying, you could say Joe DiMaggio has 2 walls, but that's as far as I'm going to go. The 0-2 pitch by Debish, swung on, strike 3, and Jay Hickey goes down swinging. So there's 2 outs here in the top of the third. That's going to bring up catcher P. Riley. So far in the day, Riley 0 for 1 this game. He grounded out to the second baseman.
17, P. Riley.
The first game he was 1 for 3, which is a single. He's a left-handed hitter also. Debish's first pitch to him, swung on and missed, strike 1. We're at J.O. Christian Field on top of the press box. Cable TV is in the usual WHUS spot, bringing this game to their cable viewers. Next pitch, low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck, Lauren Kleinman. He's playing left field. Debish winds. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 2. Debish has lit up 3 hits so far, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. That last batter was his first strikeout. Ground foul by Pete Riley. Count remains at 1-2. Riley hitting .304 on the year coming into the game. 1 for 3 in the first game will bring his average up a little bit. So we'll say he's batting about .308. The 1-2 pitch. Low in the dirt, ball 2. There's 2 outs here. Top of the third. It's getting kind of windy, kind of chilly up here in the top of the press box at J.O. Christian Field. The 2-2 pitch. Outside corner. It's going to be called a ball. Look very close. UConn players yelling one way, the Brown players yelling the other way. So it's a full count here with 2 outs. The payoff pitch coming up from Dave Debish, UConn Flash. And here it is. Low and 3-2. 3-2 goes to 4-2. Excuse me, that's ball 4. The old 4-2 count. So we have a runner on first base.
Lauren Kleinman, left field.
And as the announcer, Matt, just to let it was Lauren Kleinman coming up. He walked his first time up in the second inning. On the day, he was 0 for 3 in the first game. Pickoff attempt at first, back safely. Brown is up with a 2-0 lead. We're here in the top of the third. Long climbing up with 2 down. Pete Riley on first. Here's the pitch, high, ball 1. On deck, Mark Whipple, the shortstop. Debish in the stretch, the 1-0 pitch. Grounded into the infield. Debish scoops it up at the pitcher's mound, throws it over to Whitfield, and the side is retired. But there were 2 runs on 2 base hits. There were no errors and 1 left out at the end of 2.5 innings of play. It's Brown 2, UConn nothing.
Hello, this is John Hostman with an optimistic word about cancer. We all know the terrible problems cancer presents. But I want to remind you that our record of victory over disease is very good indeed. Through the development of vaccines, we've enabled our bodies natural defenses to protect us from polio, smallpox, typhoid, tetanus, and other deadly illnesses, with such marvelous success that they no longer pose a serious threat. The Cancer Research Institute is working to add cancer to that list of defeated foes. We must support them. Please send your contribution today to the Cancer Research Institute, Box 2029, New York, 10001. That's the Cancer Research Institute, Box 2029, New York, 10001. With research, we can conquer cancer.
Back at J.O. Christian Field, we're in the bottom of the third inning. The Brown Bruins have taken the 2-0 lead over the UConn Huskies in today's second game of a doubleheader. We have a score from the lacrosse field. Final score, UConn won 17-10. So there's another win for the UConn Huskies.
Right fielder, Dennis Donovan. Donovan, right field.
Dennis Donovan here to lead off the bottom of the third. On the mound, Eric Michelson, right-handed pitcher. The first pitch to Donovan, curve, or a folly floater curve. It's a very high arc. That's ball 1. This game has been brought to you by the following grants from our very generous underwriters: the Villa Spirit Shop, Huskies Restaurant, University Music, the Yoga Bar. Here's a line shot by Dennis Donovan, deep to left field. Going back for it, no one's going to get it. Barry Bloom has it. There's going to be a stand-up double by Dennis Donovan. That was in the home left center, very deep, 1 bounce, hit the wall. And Dennis Donovan has himself a stand-up double. As I was saying, this game is brought to you by the Villa Spirit Shop, Huskies Restaurant, University Music, the Yogurt Bar, Phil's, the Disc, and Subway of the Stores. That's the last time I'm going to start that when there's a batter up. As you can see, I totally got confused. Dennis Donovan, stand-up double, 1 bouncer to the left center field fence. That brings up the first baseman, Gary Woodfield. First pitch to him, right down the pipe, strike 1. Woodfield, in his first time up, struck out. That's Michelson's only strikeout. Earlier on the day, he scored 3 runs. He was 1 for 1 officially with a base hit. Next pitch to him, fouled out and back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes to Gary Woodfield. Woodfield's been hitting at a very torrid pace, as I mentioned earlier. His fingers were not straight up on the bat. All your knuckles have to line up consistently on the bat when you're swinging to break your wrist when the fastball comes in. He wasn't doing that. He was handcuffing himself. The 0-2 pitch high, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Today's Gary Woodfield's birthday. He was born on this day in 1957. So that makes him 22 years old. A 1-2 pitch to Gary. Ground ball to the right side. Second baseman Rod Hibner coming up with it, flips it over to first baseman Jay Hickey. And they're going to call him out. UConn can't believe that, but it's 4-3 in the book. 1 down. Dennis Donovan moving over to third base.
Now batting for the Huskies, number 20.
It was a very close play at first base, but Woodfield just could not beat it out. And there is 1 away. That's going to bring up Randy Levine. Levine, earlier on the day in the first game, had 2 home runs, 2 monumental. My adjectives are very lousy today. Big home runs, and he tied and broke the record for the UConn Huskies single-season home run mark. First pitch to him, line shot up the middle to base hit. Dennis Donovan's going to come in, and Randy's going to turn first. He's going to go for 2. It's in the hole. He's going to be in there with a stand-up double, and the UConn Huskies have cut the Brown lead to 2-1. Nice ovation for Randy Levine. That's his 3rd hit on the day.
Number 5, the second baseman, Mike Johnson. Johnson, second base.
And RBI number 5. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Mike Johnson, who has been also hitting at a very torrid pace. He came in for Mike Pansiero earlier this week, UMass game, and has just been hitting the cover off the ball. First pitch swung on, strike 1. First time up, Johnson hit into a fielder's choice. Randy Levine on second base, 1 away. 0-1 pitch, a line shot in the left field. Lauren Kleiman going back. He's going to make the catch. And Randy Levine does not tag up. He's going to run back to second base. So fly out to Kleiman in left field.
Mark McMahon.
2 down, and it's going to bring up the designated hitter, Mark McMahon. McMahon walked his first time up. Last game, he was 2-for-4. He's been hitting very well. Coming into today's game, he's been batting .324. First pitch to him, the Folly floater curveball, high, ball 1. Michaelman still using that curve, which looks like just a big lob pitch. Batter should be able to see that ball very easily. They can't swing at it. It's too high or too low. Usually throws balls. Next pitch, high, almost lost by the catcher. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Coming over to chat with Eric Michaelman, who will be the third baseman, John King. Must have seen something wrong in his delivery or just trying to settle him down. Levine's on second. There's 2 down. Brown up 2-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Left-handed hitting Mark McMahon versus the right-handed Eric Michaelman. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Mark McMahon. Surely you'll be getting the take sign. Trying to get runners on base. UConn down by 1. There's some action in the Brown bullpen. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Right down the pipe, strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Levine on second. McMahon up. Michaelman steps off the mound. Now steps back. He's ready to pitch. Checks the runner. Gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Curveball, strike 2. So the count's going to go full at 3-2. Warming up is Steve DiCarlo for Brown. He's a right-handed pitcher. There's another one. We can't get his number. Here's the full count. Pitch outside, ball 4. And Michelson's going to let up his 4th walk of the game. That's Michaelman. Get the name confused. Runners on first and second. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Joe Vincente. Vincente was hit by a pitch when trying to bunt last inning, in the 2nd inning. He was hit on the wrist, but he's okay, still in the game. Runners on second and first. The first pitch to Vincente, low in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, but he quickly recovers it. No runners at advance. 1 ball, no strikes to the batter, Joe Vincente. Levine on second. McMahon on first. On the mound, Michaelman. Checks the sign, checks Levine at second. The pitch, right down the pipe, strike 1. 1-1. Also warming up, it looks like Joseph Craven, right-hander out of Nanuet, New York. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strikes to Joe Vincente. Two outs here. Bottom of the 3rd. 2-1 Brown. 2-1 pitch, high, ball 3. And it looks like Michaelman's losing his control. He's already had 4 walks here, and he hasn't even pitched 3 innings. He's hit 1 batter. He's known to walk a lot. I said earlier he walked 21 batters in 14 innings. The 3-1 pitch to Vincente. High, ball 4, and the UConn Huskies are going to have the bases loaded. Bases are loaded. It's going to bring up the 3rd baseman, Mike Pansiero, First time up, he hit into a fielder's choice. It's his first game he's playing in. And out comes Woody Woodworth, Browns head coach. Talk to his pitcher, Eric Michelman. Two men are warming up for the Brown Bruins, Steve DiCarlo and Joseph Craven. DiCarlo is 0-1 with a 7.00 ERA, and Craven is 0-0 with a 20.3 ERA. Craven's only pitched 1 1/3 innings. DiCarlo's pitched 15, so DiCarlo is the man that has more experience. But Woody Woodworth is not going to do a thing. He's just going to talk to his pitcher. He's going to walk off the field. Now he wants to talk to his catcher, Pete Riley. Probably telling him what to let Michelman throw.
Now batting number 2, the third baseman, Mike Pandiero. Pandiero, third base.
Pansiero up, Levine on third, McMahon on second, Joe Vincente on first. The bases are loaded. 2 outs, bottom of the third. The first pitch to Pansiero inside corner, strike 1. That looked a little inside to me, but the umpire thought it was the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike to Mike Pansiero. He got the winning base hit versus Dartmouth in a 1-0 victory a couple weeks ago. Here's a line shot in left field, but Lauren Kleinman is there to make the catch and retire the side. There were 1 run on 2 base hits. Levine double for an RBI. There were no errors, and 3 were left on base. At the end of 3 innings of play, it's the Brown Bruins 2, the UCONN Huskies 1.
Is a show. It is for you. Listen to it. It's real good now. Chip out. These people are extremely happy because they've just heard Bill Carroll for the first time. Bill is known for his ability to generate lots of excitement into a show. He himself is also exciting. Mondays at 3 o'clock, Bill brings you the People's Choice, doing the things that make you feel the best. He's got lots of good music, funny bits, and not too much else, but you'll love it. He also takes requests. In fact, it's been said that Bill won't turn down any reasonable offer. And that's just one more reason for listening. So, for the best in all the Quest rock and roll, it's gotta be the People's Choice, Monday afternoons at 3 o'clock, right here on WHUS. That's the People's Choice with Bill DeCarl, Monday afternoons, right here at WHUS. Tune in, don't miss it. And we'll see you later.
Mark Whipple is the batter. 1 ball, no strikes back here at J.O. Christian Field. We're in the top of the 4th. Brown leading 2-1. Whipple so far has walked. Dave Debish on the mound for the UConn Huskies. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him, a grounder to the shortstop, Carl Guzzardi. He scoops it up along toward Whitfield in the dirt, but Whitfield scoops it up nicely. There's 1 away.
Let's remind everybody that coming up immediately following today's game will be audio archives with Saul. Of course, that'll start immediately at the end of the game, and then coming up after that will be Jazz Time with Tim Weir right here on your sound alternative WHUS stores.
I like that sound alternative. It's a new image for the WHUS. The radio station. That's going to bring up the DH Joe Craven, batting 8th in the lineup. First time up, he sacrificed, bunted very nicely down to third base. Nobody's on. The first pitch to him, right down the pipe, strike 1. Wind blowing slightly to right field. Debish on the mound, 0-1 pitch, in the dirt, 1-1. On deck, Rod Hibner, the second baseman. Outfield, playing Craven straight away. The 1-1 pitch, low, ball 2. That ball also in the dirt. So far today, Debish has walked 3, struck out 1, and allowed 3 base hits, including a 2-run homer to John King, his 8th. Randy Levine also has 8 this year. The 2-1 pitch to Craven. Swung on down the right field line. Going after is Dennis Donovan. It's going to be in fair territory. Craven rounding first, going for 2, and he's probably going to look for 3. Dennis Donovan gets the ball. Craven's going to hold up at second base with a stand-up double. Running in with the ball, Mike Johnson with the relay. Right down the line, a beautiful line shot.
Number 3, Rod Hibner, second base.
Dennis Donovan was playing straight away. He had no chance to get it, so Craven has his first hit of the day, a line double down to right field line. going to bring up Rod Hibner, who with men on second and third, line to Mike Johnson, who made a throw to Carl Gazzardi for a nice double play. It was really great. It was quick, snap kind of play. Line shot to Johnson. He flipped it over to Gazzardi, and that got him out of some big trouble in the second inning. First pitch to Hibner, swung on, strike one. Craven on second base, one away here in the top of the fourth. Debish checks the sign, checks the runner, winds and delivers, low and inside, ball one. One ball, one strike. Now to talk to Debish is going to be Carl Gazzardi, maybe getting some signals straight for a pickoff attempt at second, or maybe just settling Debish down. He's really not having much trouble. Last inning he let up 2 runs, but he's been pitching around the strike zone. Hasn't had many walks in the last couple innings. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch, right down the pipe, strike 2. One and 2 to Rod Hibner. First game, Hibner was 2 for 2 with a walk. He also scored a run. 1-2 pitch, low, ball 2. That looked pretty good to me. Debish thought it looked pretty good, but the umpire said no, it's a little bit low. The line score reads, Brown, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. The Huskies, 1 run on 2 hits and no errors. The 2-2 pitch, low, ball 3. Joe Craven on second base. He just hit a stand-up double. Rod Hibner at the plate with a full count. A 3-2 pitch, swung on, foul out of play on the right side. Count remains at 3-2. Beautiful day for a baseball game. A little chilly now as the sun's getting ready to go down, but it's still sunny here. It's just an overcast shadow around the pitcher mound. Full count. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, ball 4. Putting runners on first and second and giving Dave Debish his 4th walk. That's going to bring up the top of the order. Barry Bloom, who's playing on center field.
Number 7, Barry Bloom, center fielder. Bloom, center field.
So far today, Bloom has popped out to the shortstop and grounded to first baseman Gary Woodfield. We still have some more action in the Brown bullpen. Looks like it's somebody new. Runners on second and first. Craven on second. Hibner on first. Left-handed batting Bloom at the plate. Here's the pitch. He's going to bunt it down the third base line. Coming together. Mike Pansero throwing to first. No throw. He's not going to have any place to go with it. A beautiful infield base hit on a bunt for Barry Bloom. So the bases are loaded. We have 1 out here, and it's going to bring up Larry Carboni, the right fielder. UConn Huskies in a little bit of trouble. Nobody warming up. And out coming Larry Pansero to talk to somebody out in the field. First he talks to his son Mike. There must have been a little bit of a mix-up. There was no play out. It was a beautiful bunt right down the line. It just stayed
Number 2, the right fielder,
Carbone. He couldn't do a thing with it. Bloom, a very fast runner, beat out the throw, or any attempt of a throw at first base, had it by a mile. So that's going to bring up Larry Carboni. Bases are loaded. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. First pitch. Over the plate, strike 1. Craven on third, Hibner on second, Bloom on first. Carboni 1 for 1 in the day with a base hit. Timeout is called by the home plate umpire. Now stepping back in is Carboni. Debish checks the sign, checks the runners. Winds, and here's the pitch. Low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two to 1 here in the top of the 4th. Debish checks again. Here's the count pitch. Low, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now confronting Debish on the mound is catcher Ray Bailey. Bailey's done talking to his pitcher. Must be settling him down. The last 3 batters he's faced, he's got up a double, a walk, and a base hit. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swung on, fouled, strike 2. Carboni a little bit upset with himself. It was a very nice pitch. He didn't get all of it that he wanted. And he's going to go up there with a 2-2 count on him. Debish checks a sign. Checks the runner at third. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on, just foul, down the first base line. He got all of that when he pulled it right down the first base line. But it was just foul. So the count's going to remain at 2-2. Craven on third, Hibner on second, Bloom on first. Carboni the batter with a 2-2 count. There's one out here. We're here in the top of the fourth. Infield playing deep for 2. 2-2 pitch, line shot into right field. Coming in for it is Dennis Donovan. He makes a play. Runner tagging up. There's going to be a play at the plate. Ray Bailey has the ball, the tag, and he's out at the plate. A beautiful play scored. Dennis Donovan to Ray Bailey. A beautiful double play. That's going to make it no runs on one base hit, 2 base hits, excuse me. For no runs and 2 left on at the end of 3.
Can I help you? Hello?
Did the salesman ever come to your house, make a big pitch, and sell you something you really didn't want or need? Or maybe he talked you into buying a good product that you couldn't quite afford? Well, it's happened to most of us. But now, there's a law that protects us when we make a mistake like that. And no one knew about that law. Because under its provisions, if a salesman visits you in your home and gets you to sign a contract for a product or service that costs $25 or more, in most cases, you can cancel that contract within 3 business days. Usually the salesman will give you that information. What's more, it's written into the contract in bold letters. And you don't have any reasons or excuses to cancel. You can simply change your mind if you feel like it. If you want to cancel, just write your name and address and say cancel on the simple form that comes with the contract. The Federal Trade Commission thought you'd want to know about this law so you can protect yourself. Remember, you've got 3 days to cancel on most door-to-door sales costing $25 or more sold to you in your own home.
Back at New Christian Field, here in the bottom of the fourth, it's the Brown Bruins 2, the UConn Huskies 1. To lead it off, catcher Ray Bailey, who made a beautiful tag at the plate to nail Joe Craven, trying to tag up on a fly out to right fielder Dennis Donovan. So UConn Huskies out of a threat there, and Ray Bailey is going to be the batter. Still on the mound, Eric Michelman. There's a couple ball players warming up in the Brown bullpen. First pitch to Bailey, low, ball 1. Bailey so far today was intentionally walked. He had a 3-1 count on him when there was a pass ball and they intentionally walked him to load the bases, make a force, and that play worked out. Next pitch, high, ball 2. Oh, excuse me, there was a mix-up. Umpire called a belated strike, so make that 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, high, ball 2. On deck, Carl Gazzardi. Gazzardi grounded into double play last time, breaking up a UConn potential threat and making the Brown play work out very fine. So they set up for the force and they got it. Catcher Pete Riley went out to talk to Michelman, but now he's back. Counts 2-1 and play is going to resume. Here's the pitch, high, ball 3. Almost hit Ray Bailey right around the ear. It was a pretty wild pitch. So far, Michelman has walked 5 batters and hit 1. He's been pretty wild here. We're only in the bottom of the fourth. The 3-1 pitch to Bailey. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Full count to Raymond Bailey. Wind up and the pitch. Low, ball 4. And Bailey's on with a walk. He's the potential tying run.
Now back for the Huskies, number 12, the shortstop, Carl Gazzardi. Gazzardi, shortstop.
Bailey played a little bit in the first game. He singled in his only time up. He came in for Alec Gary. Gary was hit a little bit earlier. He could be injured. We're not sure about him. Carl Gazzardi's the batter now. I'd look for him to bunt. He's running on first. Charging from third, squares around, but he fouls it off and out of play. He was squaring around to bunt, but he didn't get it. And if UConn doesn't get this runner to second, they're going to blow another fundamental play. The easy bunt. It's one of the easiest things in the world to do. At least that's what they tell us. If you're a batter, I don't think you think that, but it's pretty easy. Just get out there, square around, stick out your bat, and let the ball hit the bat. 0-1 pitch. Gazzardi squares around, high ball. Was an intentionally high pitch. They're going to try to pick off the runner at first base. It was an intentionally high pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. Stepping off the mound, Michelman. Checking back. Bailey at first. Now Michelman's looking at Bailey. Checks the sign. Looks back at Bailey. In the stretch. Here's the pitch squaring around Gazzardi. He doesn't get to it. And they're going to call it. They're going to call it ball 2. There's a little bit of mix-up with the umpires calling delayed calls. Bailey, it's apparent that Gazzardi has brought the bat back in time. It's going to be ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Bailey on first, bottom of the fourth, no outs. On deck, leadoff hitter Dennis Donovan. Gazzardi now steps out, takes a few cuts. Third baseman John King playing in. He's already hit a 2-run homer. One of the top hitters for Brown. He's playing in, trying to cut off that bunt. The 2-1 pitch is going to be a pickoff attempt at first, but Bailey's back without a problem. Michelman checking Bailey first. Checks the sign. Here's the pitch, squaring around the bunt. Gazzardi, but again he bunts it foul. And the count's going to go to 2-2, and the Huskies blow another fundamental play. Gazzardi's going to have to swing around and hit. He might bunt again. It's kind of doubtful. With a 2-2 count, top of the order's up. It wouldn't be that bad of a play on Larry Piancio's part to have Gazzardi bunting. It wouldn't be expected, and if he could get it down, they'd have a runner on second with the top of the order coming up, and it would be a pretty good play. We'll see what happens. Bailey's on first. Gazzardi's up with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. He's swinging away, and he swings it right up the middle. There's going to be a base hit. Taking the turn is Ray Bailey. He's going to hold up at second base. And the UConn Huskies have runners on first and second, and again they get lucky. They did not make the fundamental bunt, but they came through, and Gazzardi got his man to second base. A nice ground base single right up the middle.
Donovan, right field.
That's going to bring up Dennis Donovan, the right fielder. He is 1 for 1 today. He doubled and scored on Randy Levine's double. It's a mouthful, and he also walked in the first. He's bunting this time. He's bunts it right back to the first baseman to throw to third. They get him in time. So that was Michelman to John King. And again, the Huskies did not do the fundamentals. There were no outs. Donovan was around bunting. But it was a 1-5 play. They got Bailey at third base.
First baseman, number 26, Gary Woodfield. Woodfield, first base.
That brings up Gary Woodfield. Runners on first and second. Gazzardi on second. Dennis Donovan on first. And out trotting to the mound is Woody Woodworth, the Brown coach, excuse me. Steve DiCarlo looks like he's still warming up for the Brown University. He's talked to Michelman quite a bit today. Michelman has now walked 6 batters, only struck out 1, and allowed 3 UConn Husky base hits. Michelman's a righty, and so is DiCarlo. Now Woody Woodworth again walks off the mound. There's not going to be a pitching change. And Gary Woodfield's going to get his swings up at the plate. Woodfield 0 for 2 today. He is struck out in the first. The only strikeout by Michelman. And he's grounded out to the second baseman, Rod Hibner. So there's 1 out here, runners on first and second. And here comes the first pitch to the first baseman, Gary Woodfield. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Looked like Woodfield took his eye off the ball there. Missed it completely. No balls, 1 strike. Gazzardi on second, Donovan on first. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Pitcher checks Gazzardi. Here's the throw. Foul back and out of play. right behind us here in the press box. We're on top of the press box here at J.O. Christian Field. The count goes to 0-2. If you've just joined us, the Brown Bruins are up 2-1 over the UConn Huskies. This game only going 7 innings. This is the second game of the doubleheader. UConn winning the first one. The 0-2 pitch to Gary Woodfield. Wines delivers, popped up around first base, coming in for Ray Hickey, the first baseman. He goes back for it and he makes the play. No tag up. It was a foul pop out. And there's 2 down for the UConn Huskies.
Now batting for the Huskies, the left fielder, number 20, Randy Levine. Levine, left field.
That's going to bring up Randy Levine, the record-setting left fielder for the UConn Huskies. Earlier today, in the first game of the doubleheader, he hit 2 two-run homers, giving him the all-time home run single-season record for a UConn Husky. He's also doubled his second time up today's game, knocked in the only run, and he has just been hitting at an incredible pace. Had 7 RBIs yesterday versus Boston College in their 18-9 win. He now has 5 RBIs today. He's just hitting the ball with authority. It's 26 on the year. Here's the pitch, a line shot in the center field. It's not going to go that far. Barry Bloom is under it, and Barry Bloom has it. So the UConn Huskies had no runs on 1 base hit. There were no errors and 2 left on. The score at the end of 4 innings of play, the Brown Bruins 2, the UConn Huskies 1.
Check the first.
Yeah, we're almost out of oil.
Call for another delivery.
Well, no more deliveries. What are we going to do?
Should we go nuclear?
What can we do with the deadly radioactive waste?
Will it keep fresh in the cupboard?
For 250,000 years.
Let's burn.
It'll spoil the entire planet.
Well, I'll keep it in my safety deposit box at the bank.
Let's keep it a secret.
Well, we could bury it and forget about it.
Or throw it in the ocean.
Just like the Bible says. Tie a millstone around your neck and throw yourself in the sea, Dick.
Let's get mighty.
Eat anything.
I've heard of plutonium cheese sandwiches.
Maybe we could freeze it.
Ship it to New Jersey.
It's cancer hour anyway. A little cancer-causing nuclear waste won't make any difference. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Interested in the solar alternative? Contact Concord. 429-1606.
You're listening to the Sound Alternative, WHUS Stores. We're back here at J.O. Christian Field. Top of the 5th inning, John King, the batter, the third baseman. He has hit a 2-run homer today. And here's a deep shot to left field. That thing's going. Kiss it goodbye. John King's second home run of the day. Second home run of the game, and he puts the Brown Bruins out in front 3-1. A shot over the 370 mark. Randy Levine started out for it. He said, heck with it, if that thing is gone. And that's John King's 3rd RBI of the game. And his 9th home run of the year. He has been hitting at a very torrid pace. Coming into the day, he was 22 for 44. He was 2 for 4 in the first game, keeping his 500 average. And right now, he is 3 for 3. This man is batting over 500, and he has just been incredible. That brings up the batter, Jay Hickey. Hickey so far 0 for 2. The first pitch to him, swung on and missed, strike 1. Hickey popped out to the second baseman, Mike Johnson, and struck out. That's Brown's 6th hit off Dave Debish. He's walked 5 and only struck out 1. And this is the batter he has struck out, Jay Hickey. The 0-1 pitch. Ball 1. We'd like to remind you, after today's second game of the doubleheader, audio archives will be on from 6 to 7, or it would be 6 to 7 at 6 o'clock now, so it looks like it's going to go over just a little bit in the WHUS schedule. Here's the 1-1 pitch, grounded to the shortstop, Carl Gazzardi. He comes up with it in the hole, long toward Woodfield, and he makes the play. 1 down. If you're scoring it in the book, it's 6-3. And that's going to bring up Pete Riley, the catcher. Riley on the day 0 for 1.
Number 17, Pete Riley, the catcher. Riley.
He's grounded out to the second baseman and walked. Riley, a left-handed hitting batter, has a big hole between Mike Johnson and Gary Woodfield on the right side of the infield. First pitch, high, ball 1. Dave Debish, freshman pitcher, pitching his first varsity game. So far he's going 4 1/3 innings, pitching pretty well for a freshman. Ground ball to the right side, Gary Woodfield's up with it, steps on the bag and has it very easily. There's 2 down. That's going to bring up number 1, the left fielder, Lawrence Kleiman. 1-0 pitch, ball 2. In the first game of the doubleheader, the UConn Huskies won 12-5. The line score was 12 runs on 13 hits, no errors. For Brown, 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Ball 3, Debish runs up the count at 3-0 on Kleiman. He's walked once, grounded out to the pitcher, Debish. UConn Huskies had a lot of hits in the first game. So far, they've been held to 3 here in 4 innings. Called strike. Over the plate, 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck, the shortstop, Mark Whipple. 3-1 pitch, low, ball 4. Dave Debish's 6th walk in 4 2/3 innings.
Number 16, Mark Whipple, the shortstop. Whipple, shortstop.
Coming into today, Whipple was batting .286. In the first game, he was 0 for 3, and so far today, he is 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to the shortstop. Climbing on first, here's the pitch. Over the plate, strike 1. The crowd dwindling down here, the sun's dwindling down also, or coming into the early evening. No balls, 1 strike to Whipple. Ball in the dirt, nice scoop up by Ray Bailey. Count goes to 1-1. The flag blowing straight out towards center field. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the left side of the infield. Coming up with a Guzzardi, flips over to Mike Johnson, and the side is retired. 6-4 on the fielder's choice. There's 1 run on a big home run by John King. There's 1 hit on the homer, no errors and 1 left on a walk. At the end of 4 1/2 innings of play, it's Brown 3, UConn 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Venusian ambassador. The ambassador says he's very happy to be here. The ambassador says he greatly enjoys Earth radio programs. He especially likes Bruce's show on Saturday nights on WHUS. He says he can't think of any better way to spend a Saturday evening on Earth. Except maybe rotating his tires. Bruce's show, Saturday nights from 8 to 11 p.m. right here on WHUS 91.7 FM stereo.
Back at J.O. Christian Field, we're here.
Connecticut, the second baseman, number 5, Mike Johnson. Johnson, second base.
Score, Brown 3, UConn 1. We have a new pitcher for the Brown Bruins. It's going to be Steve DiCarlo, a right-hander, out of Revere, Massachusetts. DiCarlo, his statistics, no wins, 1 loss, a 7.00 ERA. On the books for Michelman, he's pitched 4 innings, let up 3 hits, 1 run, it was earned on 2 back-to-back doubles. 6 walks, 1 strikeout, 1 hit batsman. And that's all for Michelman. He stands to win this game if Brown comes through. If DiCarlo can hold on to the lead. UConn Huskies are going to send up to the plate their 4, 5, and 6 hitters. The red-hot Mike Johnson, the red-hot Mark McMahon, and the red-hot Joe Vincente. Matter of fact, all of them have been red-hot. Not showing it this game. Mike Johnson so far is 0 for 2. He grounded into a fielder's choice and flied out. A nice liner to the left fielder, Lauren Kleinman. So on the mound, new pitcher, Steve DiCarlo. First pitch, inside and low, ball one. DiCarlo's pretty wild himself also. 13 walks in 15 innings. That's almost a walk an inning, so not a very good average. Next pitch, over the plate, strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. DiCarlo looks like he's a much more powerful pitcher than Michelman. He has a very quick fastball. Checking the signal. Shakes off two. Timeout called by Mike Johnson. Steve DiCarlo checking off every sign Pete Riley was throwing at him. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Low. Ball two. Mike Johnson batting .364 coming into today. Counts 2-1 on him. He tripled earlier in the first game. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Hit him. It hit him. Hit him on the right elbow, it looks like. And he's going to get first base. So, looks like DiCarlo's going to start where Michelman left off in the wildness. And he went with a free pass.
McMahon, the designated hitter. McMahon,
VA. Hit batsman. It's getting kind of cold up here. The wind's blowing. Sun's going down at J.O. Christian Field. Brown leading 3-1 in the bottom of the fifth. Mark McMahon's the batter. He's 0 for 0 in the second game. He has walked twice. And he has not scored a run. They've cut him off both times. Stepping back, Steve DiCarlo looking for a throw at first. The Brown Bruins playing McMahon to bunt. Andy Baylock coming in to talk to McMahon. McMahon must have had a signal miscrossed, or Baylock just wanted to make sure he got it to him. Because Hickey looks like he is going to charge the runner. And John King looks like he's going to charge, not the runner, the batter. Coming at third base, here's the pitch. He was not scoring around as a called strike on the outside corner. So UConn is not going for the bunt. They're not going for 1 run. They're going for 2. That's how many they need. They want the base hit. Checking the sign. DiCarlo, throw to first. Back in time. Johnson taking not a very big lead. It's kind of a few steps off the bag. Not taking any chances out of first base. We probably won't be seeing him run. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on to the left side. Gets past King. It looks like that's going to be a base hit. Rounding second is Mike Johnson. That was a nice line shot past King. The scorer is going to give him a hit. And that's going to put UConn runners on first and second. Coming in to pinch run is going to be Tally Noble. Tally Noble pinch running.
Run for McMahon, number 4, Tal Noble.
So
Running for Connecticut, number 10, the center fielder, Joe Vincente. Vincente, center fielder.
So that's going to bring up Joe Vincente. Vincente so far in the day 0 for 0. He was hit by a pitch and he walked. So officially he's 0 for 0. DiCarlo so far has faced 2 batters, hit 1 and let 1 get a hit off him. Runners on first and second. The first pitch. Squaring around to bunt is Vincente. A beautiful bunt back to the pitcher. He had to come off the mound to throw to first and they get him. But call a sacrifice, scoring 1-4. Moving Mike Johnson to third and Tally Noble to second. And there's now 1 out here with the tying run on second base.
The third batter, Mike Pantiera. Pantiera, third base.
Pantiera so far 0 for 1. Grounded into a fielder's choice and walked. This game could go into extra innings, and that would mean death for the WHUS sports announcers. It's cold up here as it is right now. BJ Finnell is almost ready to jump off the press box. He's kind of hungry. I think I am too. It's past our supper time. So on third base, Mike Johnson. On second, Mark McMahon. The batter, Mike Pantiera. Checking the runner. DiCarlo, first pitch Inside ball one. DiCarlo has a very good fastball. Of course, fortunately, he hasn't been able to control it very well. He's not walked many, but he's faced 3 batters, and 2 of them got on base. 1 ball pitch, bounces in front of the plate. Nice stop by Pete Riley, and the count goes to 2-0. The UConn bench now talking it up more. They want this game. They're 15-7, ranked number 1 in New England. Runners on second and third. They're known to come back. This could be the inning. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th. The pitch. Over the plate, strike 1. Pansiero was taking it all the way, it looked like to me. They need base runners. On deck, Ray Bailey. Supposedly, there could be a pinch hitter. I wouldn't be surprised to see Al Gary come out and pinch hit. But Bailey's coming out to the on-deck circle, so it looks like he will bat. The 2-1 pitch to Mike Pansiera. Low, ball 3. Very good fastball. UConn bench coming alive. Men on second and third. Infield playing in. They want to cut off that runner going to the plate. Pitcher checks a sign. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Called strike 2. Pansiera can't believe it. Full count. 1 out. Bottom of the 5th. Tally Noble on second as a pinch runner. Mike Johnson on third. The payoff pitch coming in right now. Here it is. Low ball 4, and the UConn Huskies are going to have the bases loaded. Mike Pansiera going out to chat with Andy Baylock so they don't get their signals mixed up. There's 1 out here. Bases are loaded.
The catcher, number 16, Ray Bailey. Catcher,
As
Bailey.
Zuckerman just said, catcher Ray Bailey up next. That PA announcer is right here, and it's driving me nuts. I have to settle down and quit talking every time he comes on.
Of course, we're sitting right next to the PA speakers. It's a bit unnerving.
Bailey so far today 0 for 0. He's walked twice, 1 time intentionally. The Brown infield at second and short are playing back deep. At first and third, playing in for the play at the plate. The first pitch to Bailey, swung on a ground ball to the third baseman, John King. He comes up when he goes to the plate. No play at the plate. He dropped the ball. Coming in to score is Mike Johnson. He smacked the catcher, Pete Riley. There's an error on the play. They're going to have to give that error to the catcher, Pete Riley. He smacked Pete Riley, missed the plate as he slid in, then came back, tagged the plate, and the UConn Huskies are now down 3-2. Tally Noble moves to third. Mike Pansiero moves to second. Ray Bailey on an error. No RBI given. And coming in to pinch hit, number 24, Tommy Capaldo.
No doubt what the Huskies will do here. Tal Noble has come in to play, he is pinch running for Mark McMahon. He'll come in, he'll probably go into the game at shortstop. And Capaldo will become the DH. Of course, Noble will hit in McMahon's spot, and Capaldo will stay in the number 9 position in the order.
Very good observation, BJ. I didn't think you had it in you. Bases are still loaded here. We are in the bottom of the 5th. UConn's down 3-2. The left-handed hitting Tommy Capaldo versus the right-handed hitting Steve DiCarlo. Infield now, everyone's playing in. They're going to try to cut off that tying run at the plate. Checking the runner at third is DiCarlo. The first pitch called, strike 1. It's very hard for a pinch hitter to come in, especially the first time today, and go against a pitcher who's at least had a little bit warmed up. Capaldo did not even play the first game, so we'll see what happens here in the pitcher-batter confrontation. The 0-1 pitch swung on. He was swinging way too early. He just got a piece of it, fouled it off. Back the count goes to 0-2. On deck batter, the leadoff hitter Dennis Donovan.
It is tough for Capaldo coming in, especially since DiCarlo has such a good fastball. The other pitchers we've seen today have been mostly jump ball pitchers for Brown. Doing a lot of off-speed stuff, a lot of curveballs. But DiCarlo can really wing it.
There's a big opening in right center field. Bloom's playing straight away, and looks like Carboni's shading the line, so there's a big opening. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. So there's going to be 2 outs there.
That was no doubt the hardest pitch that the caller has thrown today. That was really an excellent pitch right down the middle. But Capago just couldn't handle the fastball. So there are 2 outs now. Tallying over on third. He's the tying run. Pensier is on second base and Ray Bailey at first. Dennis Donovan the batter.
Dennis Donovan 1 for 2 today. He was hitting very well coming into today's game. 289. He's been going sky high up since his 7 for 7 game. The first pitch low and in the dirt. Almost got away from Pete Riley. Made a very nice save. Ball 1. What a pitcher right now would not like to do is walk in this run. It'd be very embarrassing for the pitcher. It'd probably be a team morale killer.
Well, of course, UConn beat Fairfield. Dennis Donovan was on third base. Keith Kettle of Fairfield threw a wild pitch, and Donovan came in with the winning run.
1-0 pitch to Donovan. Swung on, fouled out of play. Strike 1. Count goes to 1-1. Donovan scored the first UConn run. He doubled and got knocked in by Randy Levine. Pitcher Steve DiCarlo rubbing up a new ball. Very cold, very windy here. The sun is now going down all the way. Wind blowing towards right field. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Inside corner of the plate, strike 2. UConn Huskies need to score a run here. We are on the bottom of the 5th. This game only goes 7 innings, but we're coming right down to the end. UConn has made it 3-2. On the mound, Steve DiCarlo. At the plate, Dennis Donovan. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Swung on a line shot. Over shortstop's head. There's a base hit. 1 run coming around the score. Rounding third and scoring is Mike Pansier. UConn Huskies take the lead. It's now 4-3. A 2-on base hit by Dennis Donovan over the shortstop's head. And the UConn Huskies now lead it 4-3.
Dennis Donovan, who got the game-winning hit last Thursday against Northeastern and who scored the winning run on Sunday against Fairfield, has done it again. He has put the Huskies on top by a score of 4-3. And the base hit that won the game against Northeastern was, well, there was some luck involved. There was a little blooper that just fell in, but this one, there was no doubt about it. Donovan just lined a frozen rope out to center field. A beautiful hit. The Huskies are up 4-3.
So that erases Eric Michaelman's win. No chance for him to have a win. Steve DiCarlo is now the pitcher of record. Men on first and second. Gary Winfield about a hard fastball inside. Ball 1. If you've just joined us, UConn has taken a 4-3 lead. Checking the signal. DiCarlo checks the runners. Here's the pitch. Outside. Ball 2. On deck, Randy Levine. 2 balls, no strikes. DiCarlo checking the sign. Checks the runners. The pitch popped up in the infield. Calling for it is the third baseman, John King. He's under it all the way, and he makes the catch. But the UConn Huskies come through. They score 3 runs on 2 base hits. There was 1 error, big error by the catcher, Pete Riley, and there was 2 left on. And now at the end of 4 innings of play, the UConn Huskies 4, the Brown Bruins 3.
You know, there's one problem with radio. You know what that problem is? It's that when a new record comes out, you usually don't get a chance to listen to much of it. Maybe 1 song here and there, sometimes 2 or 3. But how often do you just listen to an entire album? Fresh off the presses, and no interruptions. Or how about an older album? Something that you haven't heard much of lately, but you'd like to hear the whole thing again. Just to hear it all in one package. Well, most radio stations can't do that for you. There just isn't time. Well, WHUS has a better solution. It's called the WHUS Record Album Showcase, where you play an entire album all the way through complete. What is this on, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you. It's on between 2 and 6 in the morning every day right here on the Voice in the Wilderness. Remember, 91.7 FM stereo on WHUS Record Album Showcase. So that you'll get a chance to hear the whole album for a change. And enjoy it. And don't miss it.
Back at J.O. Christian Field, we're at the end of 5. The line score, UConn 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Brown Bruins 3 runs on 6 hits, there's 1 error. Coming up to the plate for Brown is Joe Craven, and to bring you the rest of the way with the play-by-play, here's B.J. Finnell.
Well, thank you, Harold. The Huskies just 2 innings away now from a sweep of a doubleheader. Here comes the first pitch from Devish. There's a fly ball to right center field. Coming in is Donovan, and he makes the catch. Dennis Donovan with the good wheels out in right field. A good arm, and of course he's got the hit that, well, if it holds up, it'll prove to be the game-winning hit.
The second base.
So he makes a put out in right field. And there is 1 away. Bring up the second baseman, Rod Hibner. Hibner has lined to the second baseman. Now he's hitting to a first play at second base, and he's been walked. Here comes the first pitch to Hibner. It's low, ball 1.
I don't think you can read my scorecard. I was lined into a double play. That was a play with Mike Johnson over to Carl Gazzardi.
Okay, it says L46. Doesn't say anything about a double play, but it's okay. 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike. 1-1. Of course, Harold Darak and Bruce Rizard doing fine jobs, as always, broadcasting this game. 1-1 pitch coming from Devish. Check swing, it's high, ball 2. 2-1. Devish wants the umpire to ask the first base umpire, but he will not. Come on, Dave, get off it. It wasn't even close. 2-1. Here's a pitch. Right down the middle. Hibner took a look at it. He won't find a better pitch than that. 2-2 the count. 1 out, nobody on for Brown in the top of the 6th inning. UConn leads it 4-3. They have already won 1 game this afternoon, 12-5. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Woodfield makes the stop. Throws to Devish, covering at first. They got him on a nice play by Gary Woodfield. Call that one 3-1. Good play by Devish to get over there to first. Woody went to his right, dove, got the grounder, and stood up really quickly and threw it to Devish for the 2nd out. Nice play.
That was a fantastic play by Gary Woodfield. He was on his knees when he made that throw. He dove, just got it. By his outstretched glove, just caught it. Turned around, Devish covered first like a pitcher should, and he made the play.
Devish has pitched very well this afternoon. Of course, John King has been a thorn in his side. King has accounted for all 3 of Brown runs. He's hit 2 home runs, 1 a solo shot, and 1 a 2-run homer. So if John King were out of the lineup, one day Devish would have a shutout going. Oh, well, on top of the order now for Brown, Barry Blum is up. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. He almost fell flat on his face after he swung on that one. Strike 1.
Of course, Devish is going to have to face King at least 1 more time.
Count is 0-1 to Barry Blum, who had a home run in the first game. Here comes the pitch. He attempts a bunt. It's a crazy pitch. They're going to call it a strike. They're going to say that Blum went after it. He did. And he can't believe it. Sure looked like he went after it. The ball hit the plate and bounced back to the screen. It wasn't a very good pitch at all. But the umpire said Blum didn't get the bat back in time. Actually, it wasn't the home plate umpire. Ray Berry asked the home plate umpire to ask the first base umpire, and he called it a strike. So the count is 0-2. And so Barry Blum promptly kicked some dirt onto home plate. So home plate is very dirty right now, but the umpire is not going to sweep it off. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Popped up left side, going back. Third baseman Cassier. Noble also going over. Noble makes the catch in fair territory to retire the side. So for the Bruins, nothing across in the top of the 6th. We have completed 5.5 innings. It's 4-3 UConn.
Hi, how are you today? Sure, that's good. My voice may sound a little strange to you, but you know what I like to do on Mondays? Well, every morning at 3 o'clock, I like to go up the stairs and climb the wall of the street union and suspend myself from a rope to watch Bill Buchanan do his radio show on WHUS. Can you say radio? Sure, I really could. They play such good music. I love good rock and roll music, don't you? Sure, I know I do. Each week on the show, Bill features nothing much on music that's so-so. He also lets you call them up and take requests. So listen to the People's Choice with Bill Buchanan every Monday. There's just nothing wrong with one on Monday afternoon.
is due up for the Huskies here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ronnie Levine, Mike Johnson, and Harry Noble, who has replaced Mark McMahon. McMahon was a designated hitter. He got a base hit. Noble came in to run for him. Gazzardo was pinch hit for by Tommy Capalbo. So Capalbo is now the designated hitter, and Noble is the shortstop batting in McMahon's place. So Ray Levine steps up. Randy in the first game, of course, 2 home runs. 4 runs got it in. He now has 8 on the season. No other UConn Husky has ever hit that many home runs in one season. There's still a lot of games to go. You don't know how far that record's going to go. 4-3. The Huskies lead it. Steve DiCarlo is the pitcher for Brown. He's the pitcher of record on the short end right now. Here's a fastball low for ball 1. Well, they got their good stuff today. Warming up before in UConn. Bullpen was Bob Hoffer, but he sat down now between innings. Gunners 1-0 to Levine. Here comes a pitch, off-speed pitch, and right in there for a called strike. Very good pitch. Randy was a little off stride. He decided not to swing at it, but it was a called strike anyway. The sun has gone down behind the trees. I don't know how much daylight we have left. Let's hope we can get the entire game in. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Foul tip. 1-2 is the count. He looked like again he was fooled. He thought he was thinking fastball, but he threw a curve. UConn won the first game, 12 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Brown, 5 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. And they're leading this game also 4-3. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Swing on and miss. The catcher drops it, so he's going to have to throw it down to first base. So call it a strikeout for the pitcher, an assist for the catcher, and a put out for the first baseman. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll bring up the second baseman, Mike Johnson. Johnson so far hit into a fielder's choice, fly to left field, and was hit by a pitch and later scored in the 5th inning.
Number 4. Mike Johnson, the second baseman.
Mike Johnson steps to the plate. First pitch is in there for a called strike. Tally Noble on deck. Tally Noble just took a look up here, waved to the sportscasters, and he waved back. All right, Tal. The count is 0-1. Here comes the pitch from DiCarlo. Inside, ball 1, 1-1, with 1 out. Nobody on here, bottom of the 6th inning.
I'm sure Tally will be much happier if he gets himself a base hit.
That's true. Very strange. He has yet to get a base hit at home this year. He's batting a respectable .250, too. He's had his fair share of hits, but he hasn't got any here. There's a pitch, and it's popped up behind second base. Coming in is the center fielder, Bloom, and he's got a beat on it, and he makes a catch. 2 outs for the Huskies, and it will bring up the shortstop, Tally Noble. Tally, making his first appearance in the second game. He played the entire first game. Didn't get any hits, though. Played a steady game at shortstop, however. Got 3 hits yesterday in the win over Boston College. Facing Steve DiCarlo, the right-hander. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball right down the middle for a strike.
So far this year, Pants here in doubleheaders has used Gazzardi for one game and Noble for the other.
Count is 0-1 to Tally Noble. 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch is low, bounces up and goes behind the catcher. Almost got the umpire. So the count evens up at 1-1. Don't forget, for all you Audio Archives fans, Audio Archives will be coming on immediately following today's broadcast, and then right after Audio Archives will be Jazz Time with Tim Ware, right here on The Sound Alternative. One of the soundest alternatives that I can think of, WHUS. The count is 1-1 to Tally Noble. Right-hand hitting shortstop. Played his high school ball at Fairfield Prep in Fairfield. DiCarlo. Taking a long time, so Noble now steps out. The sun has disappeared, but we still have some light. I don't know how much light we have left. Huskies hoping to retire Brown in order in the top of the 7th to hold on to the victory. 1-1 pitch is high and tight. Ball 2, 2-1. Still do have some fans left at J.L. Christian Field, although most of them have gone home.
And have eaten, and we haven't.
They have, and we haven't. Here comes a 2-1 pitch to Tally Noble. And there's an opposite field base hit for Tally Noble. His first hit at J.L. Christian Field, a little slicer, and he went with the pitch. It was a curveball outside, and Noble just reached out, went to the opposite field, It fell in front of the right fielder, Larry Carboni. So Tally Noble now has a base hit to his credit here at Yale Christian Field. His first hit today. 1 for 1 in the second game to bring up the center fielder, Joe Vincente, with 2 outs, Noble on first. Huskies would like an insurance run. Throw to first base. Noble is back.
Vincente is 0 for 0 his second game. He got hit by a pitch in the second, walked in the third, and sacrificed in the fifth. A beautiful bunt to the pitcher.
Comes the first pitch of Vincente. It's high. Ball 1. 1-0. Noble not much of a threat to run. He has not yet attempted to steal a base this year, and he's not the fastest man on the team. And that's an understatement. I'm trying to be nice to him. 1-0. Here's the count. There's a pitch. It's high. Ball 2. 2-0 out of Vincente with Mike Panciero, the third baseman, on deck.
It's getting pretty dark. They have a very white new ball issued to the pitcher, Steve DiCarlo. This could be the last inning this game goes. The umpires are going to have to get together. See if they're going to go to the top of the 7th.
We'll have to wait and see. DiCarlo has a 2-0 count against Vincente. He checks the runner. Here comes the pitch right down the pipe. Strike 1. 2-1 is the count. Vincente steps out of the box, takes a look at third base coach Andy Baylock, and now he's set. DiCarlo checks Noble at first. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Swing and a fly ball left field. Line drive base hit. That could be for extra bases. Noble round second. He's coming to third. Noble is going to round third. He's going to try for home. There might be a play with the cutoff man bobbles the ball, and so there will not even be a throw to home plate. The cutoff man, the shortstop, Mark Whipple, might have had a chance of nailing Noble at the plate. They could have done a play. I don't know if they would have gotten him, but Whipple just couldn't hold on to the ball, and so Noble scored easily, and Vincente is on second base with a double, and his third RBI of the afternoon. He had 2 in the first game, and this is his first RBI today in the second game, so the Huskies now have added a run to their lead. They lead Brown 5-3.
They're scoring it at double. No errors, so very good play. Tally Noble showed some speed there, though, I'll tell you. 12 around third base.
He runs like he has a piano on his back. Swing and a miss by Mike Panciera. Strike 1. 0-1 to Panciera, who is playing third base in the second game this afternoon. Jim Considine been playing third base. He's been in a bit of a slump, so Larry Panciera decided to sit him down. 0-1 pitches outside. Ball 1. 1-1. There are 2 outs. Vincente is on second base. 1 run is in here in the 6th. UConn leads it 5-3. On deck for UConn, Ray Bailey, the catcher. The count is 1-1 to Panciera. DiCarlo. Here comes the pitch. Off-speed pitch down the middle. Strike 2. The count goes to 1-2.
Considine's been in a very big slump. He was batting 5th today, he batted 8th. He was hitting .417 about a week and a half ago. It's down to probably just around 300, hovering around the mark.
A 1-2 pitch. Foul back and out of play. Count holds a 1-2.
Didn't hit any cars either.
Well, so long as my car's not back there. Some of the fans that are left are very vocal. I don't know if you can hear them. We certainly can hear them. UConn bench is helping out too. Count is 1-2 to Mike Panciera. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball fouled on the third base line. Past Andy Darak and out of play.
UConn has 2-run lead. A nice insurance run added in this bottom of the 6th.
Steve DiCarlo gets a new ball. He's ready. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Down low, ball 2.
Panciera scored the go-ahead run last inning. He walked and was finally brought around on a Dennis Donovan base hit.
As it stands right now, Dennis Donovan has the game-winning hit. Also a key play to nail Joe Craven at the plate back in the 4th inning. On a beautiful double play. The 2-2 pitch to Panciera, ground ball, third base line, out of play. Just foul past third base. That had double written all over it. If it had stayed fair, I don't think King could have gotten it, as he's about 10 feet off the line right now.
He's been fooling DiCarlo this time at bat. He's hit everything right down the third base line.
DiCarlo might be getting a little tired, losing some of that heat off a fastball. Count is 2-2 to Mike Panciera with 2 outs. Then here's a pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3 to retire the side. But the Huskies pick up another run. They get 1 hit, or 2 hits, and Vincente is left on second base. So at the end of 6 complete innings, the score, UConn 5 and Brown 3.
Devouring time, blunt thou the lion's paws, and make the earth devour her own sweet brood. Pluck the keen teeth from the fierce tiger's jaws, and burn the long-lived phoenix in her blood. Every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m., WHUS Radio presents The Enlightened Ear. The Enlightened Ear is a program of oral poetry, drama, and short stories, promoting in the media the works of past and contemporary masters. Once again, The Enlightened Ear, a program of the spoken word, can be heard every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. right here at WHUS 91.7 on your FM dial. My love shall in my verse ever live young.
Not marble, nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these times.
Larry Carboni leads off the top of the 6th inning, top of the 7th inning rather, and he takes a look at his strike. He didn't think it was a strike, but the umpire, Roger LaFrance, thought it was a strike, and that's all that counts. 0-1 to him. The Huskies are 3 outs away from a doubleheader sweep. Dave Devish, the pitcher, the 0-1 pitch. Fly ball, deep right center field. Donovan going back, and he's not going to get to it. It's gone, a home run. Larry Carboni leads off the top of the 7th inning with a solo home run to make the score 5-4. And this game is not over yet, folks.
And to make that worse, on deck is John King, who has already hit 2 home runs. Quickly, Bob Hoffer warming up on the sideline for the UConn Huskies.
Dave Devish has done a fine job this afternoon, but he has been hurt by the long ball. He's given up 3 home runs, and those 3 home runs have accounted for all 4 of the Brown runs. And 2 of those home runs and 3 of the runs have come from the man at the plate right now, third baseman John King, who has taken Devish to deep left field twice. He now has 9 home runs on the season. Here comes the first pitch to King. Low, ball 1. On deck for Brown, the cleanup hitter, Jay Hickey. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fly ball, right center field. Donovan going back again. This might be another one. It is gone! A home run, and the Brown Bruins have tied the game up. A 1-0 fastball right in the same place that Carboni hit his. This time King, the right-hand batter, goes the opposite way. His 3rd home run of the afternoon, 3rd home run of the game. And Brown has tied it up 5-5 here in the top of the 7th inning. Oh my goodness, it could get dark. That's one thing that UConn Husky fans could hope for. If it gets dark, the game would revert back to the last inning. That would be, Brown would not like that. I'm sure Brown would have a couple of protests this after the game, but Jay Hickey is now up, and Devish throws one that almost went over Ray Bailey's head, and here comes Andy Bolak, and I think he's going to make a pitching change. Devish has pitched very well in his first game. He's almost gone his whole route. He's only made 4 mistakes. Unfortunately, all 4 of them have went over the fence, 2 to right field and 2 to left field. Back-to-back home runs here in the 7th inning. Still nobody out. 2 runs are in. John King he's unbelievable. That's home run number 10 for him this year so far. Batting over 500. He is something else. 2 years ago, he was named to the New England or the Northeastern District 1 All-Star team. Here comes a 1-0 pitch to Hickey as Devish will stay in the game right down the middle. Strike 1. The funny thing, though, even though King has 10 home runs, he only has 18 RBIs. Shows you how much his teammates get on base in front of him. 1-1, the pitch to Hickey. Check swing, and they're going to say he didn't go around. So it'll be a ball. 2-1. The Huskies thought they'd get out of here with a doubleheader sweep, but Brown has come back to tie up the game with 2 home runs here in the 7th inning. Comes the pitch, there's a fly ball hit deep to left field. That one's going back. It could be, and it's up against the fence. It's going to be a double for Hickey. He throws it into Noble. Noble, the cutoff man, runs it in. I got to think. And Devish, I got unlucky on that one. That one, Larry Pancier's got to get him out of there. I got to think that. That one almost went over the fence. It hit the wall on the fly. That's the farthest part of the stadium. It's about 410, it looks like. It's not marked, but it is the farthest part from here. Left center field, Vincente went back. He had no chance to get it. And the Brown bench, which had been very quiet, everybody's now up on their feet. As the go-ahead run is on second base, and Andy Darak is coming out again to talk to Dave Dobish, and this could be it. Bob Hoffer has been warming up in the bullpen, and that, I believe, oh, wait a minute, Dobish came in, he gave the ball to Darak, and that's going to be all for Dave Dobish. Dobish really pitched 6 innings plus. He has faced 3 batters there. And the 7th inning has been his undoing. The long ball has been his undoing. As he came into the inning with a 5-3 lead, he gave a back-to-back home runs by Larry Carboni and John King. And then he gave up a long double to Jay Hickey. That was almost a home run also as it hit the fence. And Bob Hoffer will come into the game.
The slate is not cleaned yet for Dobish. He has a mistake on second base. So far, it's 6 innings. He's pitched 6 innings and an asterisk, 3 batters. He has let up 9 hits, 5 runs so far, all of them earned, 6 walks, 1 strikeout, no hits batters. Dobish pitched very well, 4 mistakes, 4 long ball homers, 3 by King, 1 by Carboni has just done him in.
Coming into pitch, left-hander Bob Hoffer. Hoffer so far this year has a record of 2 wins and no losses, an earned run average of 3.15. And 14 in the 3rd innings pitched, he has given up 6 runs on 16 hits. He has struck out 6 batters and he has walked 5 batters. So Bob Hoffer, who won the game against Rhode Island last week, one of the doubleheader wins in the Huskies sweep of Rhode Island last week, has come into pitch.
Matter of fact, he won yesterday's game versus Boston College. He came into relief there and won it. He came in the 5th inning when Canada got in a little bit of a trouble. And so he's won 2 games in the past 2 days. I guess right now he's the stopper on the Husky staff.
It has gotten very dark here at J.L. Christian Field. I can't believe we're going to have much more time left to play this game. Don't forget, audio archives coming up right after this game. And Tim Ware with Jazz Time right after audio archives. First batter that Hoffer will face is Pete Lowry, the catcher. And Lowry takes a look at the ball. 1-0, nobody out here in the top of the 7th. 2 runs are in. And Hickey's on second base for Brown. The 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike. 1-1.
The Huskies are going to have to get their at-bats. I'm sure Brown coach Woody Woodworth must be thinking that if they don't get their at-bats, this inning is going to revert back to number 6.
Comes a 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. It's 1-2.
That's going to be really lousy for King and Carboni. You could erase their home runs, and that'll erase home run number 10 for King. Of course, Dobish would be the winning pitcher if it did revert back.
The count is 1-2 to Riley. Here comes the pitch. Just outside. Ball 2. Collins up at 2-2. Outfield straight away. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bailey drops the ball. Tags the runner. And so there is 1 out now. As Riley, the catcher, goes down swinging, he will bring up the left fielder, Ryan Kleiman.
The left fielder, Kleiman, left field.
Kleiman 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded to the pitcher and walked twice.
Left-hand hitter against the left-hand pitching Hoffer. Here comes a pitch. In there for a called strike.
This field is getting very dark very fast. When that sun goes down, that light just goes very quickly.
The 0-1 pitch to Kleiman bounces on the plate, goes to the screen. Going to third base is Hickey. Hoffer comes in to cover the plate, and so he doesn't have a chance to come home, but the go-ahead run is on third base right now with 1 man out.
Give a wild pitch to Bob Hoffer. The Huskies are in a little bit of trouble here in the top of the 7th.
This game, of course, is being televised. I can't see how they could even televise this right now. It's so dark. There's the next pitch. It's low. 2-1 is the count to Kleinman. On deck for Brown, Mark Whipple, the shortstop. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball right side is going to be foul, just outside of first base. So the count now goes to 2-2.
The infield playing in for the UConn Huskies got to try to cut off that go-ahead run. I think they're playing like it's going to be canceled, because that's the way it looks like. They're not really, it looks like they're not putting out. I don't know how to say it. They're not hustling.
Just taking their time. That's the key. Hoffer with the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
And look, no, I think it's a foul tip.
Oh, it's a foul tip, and Ray Bailey couldn't hold it.
Again, Ray Bailey's hit again. He's been getting injured a lot this year. Been getting foul tips hit off him left and right.
This time he's got it hit off the throwing hand.
We haven't seen Al Gary here at all this second game. He was taken out earlier in the first.
Well, you like to give those catchers a rest wherever you can, because that's one of the most tiring positions. Those doubleheaders, especially when you have doubleheaders back-to-back. That really gets to their legs. That's a tough part. So we figured that Larry Pansiero, after Al Gary hit his grand slam home run, figured might as well give him a rest. Ray Bailey's a good catcher, no question about it. You like to give those first stringers a rest, and well, you really don't lose all that much. Gary a better hitter than Bailey, but still Bailey a fine catcher. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. It's fouled off again. Count holds at 2-2.
The game is called. The UConn Huskies have just won it. Home plate umpire has just said the game has been too dark, and it looks like UConn is going to win it. What do you think of that, BJ?
It's a victory. The PA announcement just announced that it's a tie, but he is wrong. It reverts back to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the UConn Huskies won it. Talk about backing in the back door there. UConn has just won the game by a score of 5-3. Brown has come up with 2 runs here in the top of the 7th inning, but unfortunately, it has gotten too dark, so the game reverts back.